Hey folks, Bob Desmond here over at the Contrarian Trader, and welcome to our video with regard to super microcomputer, symbol SMCI. So that's going to be our primary symbol that we're going to review tonight. But I did a video, it's posted on YouTube, posted on Twitter, posted on Facebook, about Tesla and the shares after hours last night. And I mentioned that in all probability, we would continue lower into the open today. In fact, rather than me paraphrasing what I said last night, let me play for you exactly what I said last night, and we'll come back to wrap up Tesla. And you can see that this candlestick here is the reaction to earnings after the bell. So where I think that we may see a defense of the shares is probably within this range here. So this will coincide with, and again, this is a 4-hour chart. This will coincide with probably around the 214.94 mark. In all probability, this is where we're going to see our first bounce. You don't have a lot of support within this range. I mean, even the TrendSpider algorithms have no support lines to offer. So in this case, we need to do it old school. Expect support down between 216 and 214 per share. Now, longer term, so as you can see, with the tools that we were able to leverage with TrendSpider, which is our primary trading software, we bounced pretty much exactly where I said we were going to bounce. How did we know this? Well, we simply used the tools at our disposal that TrendSpider provides. We outlined a range. We identified a support level. We used automated technical analysis. And I have to be honest with you, a while ago, I think it was back in February, we'll go to the post I did on StockTwits that I used to identify where we would have a top. And the next day after that post where I called a top and there was a mania going on, the shares of SMCI began to correct and never came back again. So let's wrap up quickly and then we'll head over to SMCI and talk about that chart, and we'll talk about where I think it's going from here. With regard to Tesla, I think that we are going to bounce. I think the market is going to bounce. The question is, does it hold? Now, using the heat map on the 4-hour chart of Tesla, if this fails, we're probably going to drop back down into this 207 to 209 range. And I suspect off of that level, we will do a counter trend rally in an effort to try to recapture 214 if in fact that is what occurs. So more to come out in the coming days. And if you're watching this on whatever platform you're watching, please like, follow, subscribe, whatever they ask you to do. You know the deal. So let's now segue over into SMCI and let's do some analysis of it. So here is my last call on SMCI back on February the 15th, 2024. And I'll remind you, at that point in time, it was the AI mania and probably the blow off top. We'll look back in a year or 2 years, 5 years, 10 years from now and saying that was the blow off top in the AI bubble. And here's the tweet. SMCI making the call. We close down below 905 tomorrow. Why? Extrapolated weekly resistance. We are above it and above the third standard deviation Bollinger Band for the 5th week. This does not end well. Yes, short with a call spread. That was my position at the time. That's basically the sale of an out-of-the-money call, but with the purchase of an option deeper out of the money to act as an insurance policy. So it's like a synthetic short. So that was the call back then. Now here's a weekly chart of SMCI. And how do we know? How do we know to look to short this stock when there was so much of a mania going on? It was simple. We took our crayon out. All you would have needed to have done was this. Click a button. And there you have it. The automated trend lines would have told you we were extended. And if you add to it the third standard deviation Bollinger Bands in red, you would have known we were at a top. Sentiment was completely overly bullish. And that the path of least resistance, while at that current time was up, the risk reward to begin shorting the shares, it was ripe. Because this move is unsustainable. Now, let's fast forward and let's talk about where we believe the shares of SMCI are going. Now, before I even get into the technical analysis, I want to remind everybody, August 6th is earnings. So be forewarned. We have earnings out there, and that is a binary event, meaning we don't know what's going to happen. So let's talk first about Supermicro on a daily view to see how it performed today. And it did not do well. It was down over 9% on the day. In fact, I just covered. I took a profit, not as big of a profit as I wanted to, on a put spread, 750 strike. And I did that here on this bearish reversal bar. And at the time, I thought I would make more money on it. I was kind of ticked because the stock was up. And I said, you know what? First out, best out. Let's book profits. And my guess is my members are probably tired of me telling this story because it's just such a relief that I wasn't greedy. And I saw this reversal day and I said, you know what? Let's get out. Our strike was too close. It was a 750 strike. Even though we're up with a 900 handle, you need to respect this stock and the way it can move. It can rip your face off in either direction. So today, we cut through my strike price like a hot knife through butter. And had I not closed out that position for a profit, not as much as I wanted to make, but for a profit, I would be sitting with a big fat loss right now. So I digress. So daily chart, we were down over 9% on the day. Is there more downside here? Looking at the way we closed out the day, it's somewhat arguable that we could move lower. Let's do this. Let's throw up some automated trend lines. Here are your daily resistance levels in solid line. And this is the software that does this for you on TrendSpider. And if you like this software, 35% discount code below if you watch this on Facebook or on YouTube, above if you're watching this on Twitter. And I give it away free to our silver and gold level members. Link below and above wherever you're watching this. So using the daily charts as a guide, or daily support and resistance as a guide, it appears as though the answer is yes. Yes, in fact, we could move lower because we closed below support levels. The key, though, and this is the value of TrendSpider, is that I may be on a daily chart, but I could overlay weekly support and resistance levels on top of the daily chart in dashed line. Now, here you have it. Bam. In dashed line is weekly support on top of the daily chart. And where did we close today? Or I should say, where did we bounce today? Right at support. Now, one thing I wouldn't rule out here on SMCI is a rally tomorrow along with the rest of the market. Let's think about it. This is the first greater than 2% down day on the triple Qs since mid-2022. So it's going to be no great shock if they rally the futures in the morning and then at the open begin to fade any rally. And that's what we're hoping on. I bought the futures right at the lows or near the lows today, and we're up in the after hours session right now. We're probably going to be booking profits before I go to bed tonight. I digress. So what I would like to see here is, yes, this support level, weekly support hold, but first I would like to see capitulation all the way down to here. And at this point, if we hit it, then it goes deep watch, meaning I'm going to be stalking this thing, because if we're able to hold and rally off of it, I will send out an alert to members that we will open up a position. And while earnings are coming up, we'll put on a option strategy and probably buy long dated. I mean, very long dated, deep out of the money call options on it. So that way we have low exposure to a loss. However, this stock is so volatile, a 30 delta call option will allow us to still be in the game. Because if this stock beats and begins to rally, you could bet a 30 delta. You're going to wake up the next morning. It could be a 60, 70 delta call option. So that's the game plan here. Or we may sell a very, very tight put spread. Not quite sure yet. We need to see how it closes and how it's behaving right before earnings. Now it's on the deep watch list. We'll keep this active for 20 days. Touch bounce. And we're good to go. That is what I would like to see. A bounce off of this support level and then a rally, ideally to recapture weekly support. So if you're not currently a member, please, if you want to be involved with this stock, sign up, 14-day free trial offer. It's free. You'll be into the stock on earnings, and the cost to you, zero. And that's it for SMCI, folks. Have an awesome night, a profitable trading day tomorrow. Don't forget, like, subscribe, you know the deal, and get TrendSpider for free by becoming a silver and gold level member. Or, if you're not ready yet, that's cool. Use our discount code, use our link at 35% discount code. And don't forget to join us tomorrow night, Thursday night, Futures Live, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I will talk to you soon. Be well.